no topic left untouched. Much respect.
It's your boy Scoonie, used to get high as coolie. Now I spit moody, make beats that's super groovy. See, when that sticky told me Schoon is no biggie. So I sample Biggie, grab a drink and got tipsy. Rock with me.
So like I said, the cycle. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, like I said, man, you know, shout out, yeah. The Cycle, man, one of my favorite independent videos that's on YouTube, or movies, mini-series, whatever you want to call it, man. Shout out to y'all, man, the Marlboro Projects, man. I'm from North Las Vegas, bro. I ain't never been there, ain't never been to the NY, but I'm giving that respect, man, because that's what made me think about. And the cycle, it deals with what we're talking about, what you're saying. Yes, it's a cycle. So unfortunately, that cycle that I dealt with, you know what I'm saying, or was a part of, you know what I'm saying, caused a certain turmoil where, yes, we turn against people who may have once been a friend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? These individuals, their parents, or my parents' friends. You know what I'm saying? But we're not friends to a point that, yes, we'll kill each other. I mean, that's the name of the game.
Let me ask this. We could bust out some CSI stats, and I think we probably already know the answer. But is it easier to kill a stranger, or is it easier to kill people you're familiar with?
It's easier to kill a stranger.
No.
Well, I'm talking to you from an ex-gang member perspective. It's easier to kill a stranger because I don't know you.
How many strangers you shot at? Compared to
People that are like most likely killed are people. You first look at the husband or the wife. Period.
If
I know what y'all getting at.
If a woman is dead, 90% of the times it's the husband. Now, are there times when it's not the husband? Yeah. But most times, when your house gets the break-in with a killing, with a murder, that's someone who's aware of the house. This is not a random stranger on a crime of opportunity. This is not the random run-in because we think we in a rich
people running in your house because they know you got some shit.
Because they know the holes. These are the people who've been to the house party 7 times.
Okay.
So that is not racially.
Crime is very random. It is.
It
is very random. However, when you break it down to the intricacies of what the reason for the crime is,
I'm not talking about crime. I'm talking about murder. We're talking about genocide, right?
Because crime, there's various crime. Number one crime is using a gun.
Murder.
We talking about genocide. Number one.
It's not genocide if you ain't dead. That was just a deep murder.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. So then, we're talking about murder and things that take people off the planet and reduce numbers and all of this. You don't know where that tree would have branched to. So you're cutting off one of the limbs. Yes? That's genocide. So if we're talking about genocide, we're talking about murder. We're talking about wiping a person out. We're not talking about crime in general. We're not talking about black on black crime. We're not talking about how the black people live in a neighborhood with 95% black people, but the businesses and the liquor store and the grocery store with the cookies and the extra milk is Korean. How many times they get their ass blasted?
I mean, okay.
It's not racially.
It's not the same.
It's not racially.
It's not the same.
But my point is, you live in the hood.
They in the hood making money off us.
If you live in the hood,
that's a whole nother topic for no topic.
If you live in
them all the money and we broke.
You're correct. If you live in the hood, you're a target. It's not racially motivated.
That is correct.
So the idea of black on black is where I get clouded because I'm not targeting black.
You are not.
I'm not targeting black bloods if I'm a Crip. I'm targeting no.
You're targeting
bloods.
Yeah, I hear you.
And some of them are mixed, white, Mexican, and whatever else.
But the origins of Crippin' and Bloodin' is
no, wait. We talking about black on black genocide though.
But You're talking about yes, we're talking about black on black genocide. But if you understand and you know the origins of Crippin' and Blood, and since you brought that up, it is a black man's game. It's not the Hell's Angels. If it was Crips and Bloods versus Hell's Angels,
are the Hell's Angels versus the motorcycle gangs versus the other. Is that white on white crime?
Hell's Angels, no disrespect, they may be different today. But
so now white people have an issue with wanting to execute themselves.
They may be different today.
Or is it because you kill people who are close to you? This is not a color-based issue. So when you say black on black, that's where I had to jump off the boat, because black on black is not the same. Look at where you live. There are how many black people in the neighborhood? Mixed with white people, mixed with Mexicans. And then when the BS happen and the innocent person catches the bullet, is it me searching? Did I leave my house and say, he's a Mexican dude in a red shirt?
Las Vegas.
I'm not gonna shoot at him. I'm gonna shoot at him because he's black in a red shirt. No. So then, is it a black on black thing? Because the other examples I gave with the Mexican cartel, the Scottish against the Irish, the Kiwis against the kangaroos. We could go on and on and on with how people fight amongst themselves. So to say that black on black is a crime, or black on black genocide is a problem.
Are we back here?
Is a problem. Oh, okay.
He's saying he doesn't agree. He still don't agree. He don't agree with it. I mean, this might be a situation where one individual just doesn't agree.
Y'all right.
I mean, but that's the beauty about America.
You're right.
The beauty about America is that everybody has their opinion, just like the vote. When people act like our votes don't matter and the way voting and all that, but it matters, right? I guess, but what you're saying is it's I don't understand when I'm going and I know you, I'm going off of black, and that's why I specifically got the information I got, because I know you and you're a statistical individual and you're down to the bottom line. So my bottom line is this: knowing that blacks are a minority, right? Whites are a majority, right? It's more of them than us, right? Okay. But you said there's no black on black homicide.
So how we get 7,500 murders?
Listen. But again, I'm not even gonna look at nobody else. Let's just talk about
how do we get 7,500 murders in that city? Yeah.
Correct.
When we are such a low percentage.
Correct. How is that possible? But you say it's because of what we live in, environment, who's.
That's what you said too, though.
No, bro.
Am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong. I think we've all said some of that.
Okay. I just may have said some of that, but what I'm saying is,
you told me that the reason why there's some the reason why I did the gangster life is because my influence in my environment. The things that when the person to the left of you, the person to the right of you, upstairs, down, however you live, all of them people are gangsters, including your uncle, including your stepdad.
This
and
is
then you live in an environment to where your influence is heavy. And then I asked you, what about the people who weren't gangsters? And you told me that there weren't very many because of the influence on your blood.
So let me tell you, this is where it really changed for me, because I didn't say this earlier, which I should have, and I didn't think it up. And we're wrapping it up right here, real quick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that 7,500. Yeah, it makes sense. But then when I look at an FBG, for me, this is why I relate to young people still to this day. And I can conversate and have those conversations. It's because I can understand what they're talking about. Okay? Yes. Jumping off the porch, getting in an environment because of this and all that is real. You know what I mean? It may be a fad, but it does not become like reality until you look at your friend up in the box. When you see a friend that you grew up with, that you like those same things we talked about, skating, stealing from 7-Eleven, bro. I don't care if it's bad, you being a baby kid, whatever you want to we did all these things. But when I think about skates and learning how to ride a bike,
how do we escape
these eras? How do we escape? Man, that's a whole nother topic. One of those things we can talk about.
We're supposed to be landing this.
One of those things I can honestly tell you, I truly believe for the genocide is the fact that we don't have enough men.
We need
don't have
belief in ourselves.
Let me finish, bro. We don't have enough black men who are willing to take that. Like, it's like this. We'll let a kid walk down the street and sag his pants, but we won't tell him to pull his pants up because we don't want a conflict. We don't speak. And the sad part, that comes from elders. You know, and that's just only went down.
And that is because the previous, we have got into, maybe I don't want to blame it on any set of people, but we have got into a bad habit of not checking the neighborhood folk. And now when you say, like, we was all at the store today, right? We all the big homies right now, right? I don't know.
Suspect.
We might not be the OGs, but we are the big homies at this age, right?
We're the OGs.
Yeah.
So we were just in the store and we seen a nigga with his whole entire butt cheek out. And nobody was like, are you homosexual?
Yeah, I was literally gonna say, I can see your motherfucking ass. Like
your whole entire underwear. All of your underwear.
If I get in the room.
All of your underwear. So for some of that, there goes some of that training.
That's a problem.
Some of that training
We're wrong.
we were wrong in that.
We're all wrong for that.
I wasn't by myself. I do, you know what I'm saying?
My point is that we have trained our youngsters to a point to where when the OG says that, I'll kill your ass. Or I'll fire off on this nigga.
But
versus respecting that.
My answer
Versus taking that and be like, you got it, OG. And then when he leave, you let your shit go and you move on with you. But at least in the moment, you kind of check yourself and you let the old man have it. But nowadays, that motherfucker be like, yeah!
So, man, I mean, the bottom line is
we
to
agree.
each his own. We agree, we disagree. There's facts. And that's one of the things about
that's the reason
my
for
crew.
this show.
I would say that I could admit to, in any form, however you define it, whatever the right term is.
Can we talk about it?
Every single black person needs to kind of take more accountability because we are kind of at the bottom of the shelf. We're at the bottom of the ranks. And every time we do something, it's either a plus or a minus. We are not in white man's world where we have the opportunity to be the serial killer and then you just a crazy ass person on an individual basis. You were always a crazy black man. So seeing how we are in a place to where we don't have, what the term that I heard was, we don't have enough racial equity to act as if he is separate from me and he is separate from me. What he does, when he becomes a millionaire, he is a black millionaire.
It's all
for whatever reason.
We need to.
But when he is a murderer, he is a black murderer. Like, he affects the community just by his actions.
We need to.
Even when he had no intention of putting any racial influence on anything.
Okay.
We need to become a think first, react last.
We take everything personal, and we get mad.
We are so we are in such a hurry to be hasty.
That's what makes white people
in every decision that we make. Like we need to be able to react. We need to be able to have a thought process, and the only way to do that is to be able to read. We need to be able to bring books into our life more than we actually have. Because at this point, without books, we're never going to succeed. We have to stop looking at it as Asians are strong because they're nerds and they want to be. The only way we're going to be able to do this is if we literally grab. They literally have a saying. If y'all don't know this, they have a saying that says, if you want to hide something from the masses, put it in a book.
Put it in a book, yeah.
Put it in a book.
You know that y'all heard. Yeah,
you know what you get?
It's simple.
You know what you get from books
let's change the narrative. Let's take the thing that we hate the most, and it's so hard on our brain. I get a headache when I start doing numbers, or I start thinking about some shit. And let's start thinking about some shit.
Let's flip flop it.
We gotta flip flop it. If we don't, we're always going to be last.
If we can take the word nigga, and I disagree, but if we're going to take the word nigga and say that it's now positive and we took our pain and we made it a plus, and blah, blah, then let's take the books. because that might be some of our pain and some of our hurt, and we need to flip-flop.
Quit being scared of it. Ain't nothing but a damn book.
And the other thing that everybody will tell you, but I'm gonna hit you with something that people don't tell you, is that every time you read a book, yes, your vocabulary expands, but what you don't realize is that how you talk expands, because the voice that you're hearing, when you read words back from a book, you are hearing things from someone else's perspective, and you are now kind of like by osmosis sucking up another perspective. And then when you start talking your words, some of your sentences reflect the things that you read.
Period. Today's word is osmosis.
And it's
nigga get his book around.
You got homework.
And it's not
Let
always
me know what osmosis mean in the comments, people.
Dang. It's not always you stewing in your own thoughts. It's not always you thinking that Sage is the illest motherfucker ever and the whole world has it wrong. No. How about you get some perspective? How about you get some outside opinion? And when you hear Eric talk and when you read Eric's words, it's going to sound different. And now when I hear Eric's truth and I speak it back, some of the sentences I say came directly from Echo. That means that I have now developed a new way of talking. And I don't always have to be like
At least
this.
a sense of understanding.
I don't always
that's
have to be
what it
like
really
that.
boils down to, correct? We need to have a better understanding of things. The only way to be able to solve a problem is be able to have more perspective about the problem.
And maturity to make decisions that actually affect
My conclusion is you just have to be open-minded to understand that, man, this is a real situation, bro. This is not like, the numbers don't lie. If you look at it, when you look at it from a certain situation and knowing what the term is and understanding what the term is. So yes, how do we get to that? We have to get to those things that we fear. You know what I'm saying? I think to me that's the number one thing.
Joe Rogan said, conquer your inner bitch.
For if you want to call yourself African American, Black American,
We have to become the top of the
whatever
numbers.
you want to, whatever it is.
Most important.
You have to be able. You have to be able to stand
I bet
up
you,
to fear.
if a Filipino president ran, Filipinos would vote for him only because he's Filipino, and no one would consider that racist. They would consider that culturally favoring the shit that you love culturally. Like you're born in the Philippines. If a Mexican president ran, I guarantee every registered voter who can speak Spanish would vote for that.
Oh, here's the current one. You mean Kamala Harris?
And it would not be considered racist.
Hold up.
But for some reason, when black people do it, now we have to take this bias on our shit. That ain't, no. I voted for Obama because he's semi-black.
Dre, Kamala
I'll
Harris
take it.
is giving citizenship to 500,000 Indian people.
Bro,
You think that's by coincidence?
bro,
It's true.
Oh!
I don't fall into any of that because
Don't tell me you don't see color.
If people pay attention and know, they would have knew from the beginning, and you shouldn't have no expectation. But the bottom line is this:
Who voted for him?
we just have to understand that we do have a problem. It's great to worry about everybody because we are part of the United States of America.
We are one people.
However,
Are you saying that we are all united as a people?
We should be.
The Indians wouldn't have got their own land if the Indians did not concentrate on their own people. You can't concentrate on...
I remember an hour ago when I brought that up and y'all said, no, we should keep it divided.
What?
Nah.
Why would I ever say divide anything?
Remember when I brought the whole fact that, like, yo, are we in an America where it's like, this is the United States and every issue is an American issue? Or are we in a place to where black issues are black issues?
No,
and y'all told me black issues are black issues.
Bro. It's not about what you're trying to
White
take.
people,
It's two different things. We're not talking about the tonality of things right now. We're talking about black on black genocide.
No, we are not.
Yes, we are. The topic is black on black genocide. So that's what we're talking about.
Are we talking about Africa or are we talking about
No, we're talking about America.
No, we ain't talking about no Africa.
So if we're talking about America, are you American?
I visited Africa.
Are you American? Are you American?
Absolutely.
So, hold on. So all the white
just because the house that right now is on fire happens to be the black person's house, don't make all the other houses irrelevant in the neighborhood.
According to what you
It
told me.
just simply means
According to what you told me.
this
According to what you told me earlier, the White House has no concern for the Black House burning.
Y'all get to rewind and all that. If we said that, let us know in the comments. But
because I asked you, is this America as a United States, or is it black, Mexican, brown, white, yellow? And y'all told me this is a problem for niggas. And I tell you, no, it is not. It is an American issue, and white people should care. Guess why? Genocide is happening to Americans, not black Americans. As soon as you say it's black Americans, that's for y'all. As soon as you say the word immigration, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Me and none of my kids getting shipped to any fucking place. So then that's not my problem. But if we're talking about an American issue, then immigration, gangsterism, and politics are all of our problems.
Hey, look. We can keep going, man. We're going to end it here. Maybe we'll come back and revisit this at another different time. This can go in different angles. But hey, man, welcome to No Topic Left Untouched. This is what we do. This is how we conversate. And it gets that real. Like I said, if you can't handle it, hey, man, just turn it on because we get in your nerves.
Go to Disney Channel.
Peace. Thank you.
It is what it is. Do what we gotta do. Shit, we tryna live. We know struggle, and it can never take our smile away. Why you wanna quit when success is just a mile away? It is what it is. Do what we gotta do. Shit, we tryna live. We know struggle, and it can never take our smile away. Why you wanna quit when success is just a mile away? Don't quit. Keep chasing. Your dream's so close that you can taste it.